My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me and that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and for the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Lord Jesus, we are given the gift once again of being able to celebrate Our Lady of Loreto, this somewhat new optional memorial in the life of the Church. The tradition is quite old, but this feast, put on the Roman calendar, our liturgical calendar, in 2019, is not to celebrate a Marian apparition. It rather commemorates the house where your mother was born, the house where our Heavenly Mother conceived you, and how that holy house, typically referred to as the Sancta Casa, the holy house, was mystically teleported by angels from Nazareth to Loreto, Italy. And we can see a beautiful connection here to the first reading from the prophet Isaiah, in words that we usually associate with John the Baptist and his crying out, pointing you out to the people. Prepare the way of the Lord. And what preparations go into receiving a child, but the preparing of a house? Especially first-time parents will get a crib, will get all the necessary clothing. People will give gifts and baby showers, all to help prepare the way for the blessing of this new child for this family. And so in some way we can, in our prayer today, I think rightly, think about how Our Lady prepared her house to receive you. How she would have done everything with such great love and affection, just so that everything was, in a sense, perfect to receive you, to be prepared to receive you. She made the necessary preparations, as it were, with the greatest love, with the greatest affection. And so we can see the fruit of her labor in some way, and this beautifully preserved relic of the Holy Family with the Holy House. But we should interiorize this, make our hearts a holy house. Spend this time during this Advent season preparing for your coming and dwelling among us, but in our hearts, that we may receive you with great joy. Allow the song of the angels, Hosanna in excelsis, to be the song that cries out from the depths of our hearts during the Christmas season. We want to cry out, point out who you are, go up to the highest points of our faith and cry out, fear not, and say, here is your God. Make the love of you known, Lord Jesus, to everyone around us. You are the good shepherd. You have come to save the lost sheep. You have come to gather us into the one heavenly flock, your body, prepared to be with you forever in heaven at the end of time, when you come again in glory. And you want us to be prepared to receive you in a deeper way. Let us prepare our hearts to receive you in such a beautiful and deep way, and find comfort in this. Often we forget that Advent is a penitential season, so how can I prepare my heart to receive you? Maybe I fast a little bit more than usual. Maybe I add some more time for prayer than I usually would have. Maybe I donate to these usual charities around this time of year. Maybe I give a little bit more. Or maybe I volunteer my time and give something of my most precious commodity, my time, to someone else. In some way, we need to be prepared for all of this. Let our hearts be ready and be prepared to receive you. During this time of Advent, and especially as we build up to the Christmas season, one of my favorite exercises in mental prayer is to now, in my time with you, Lord, imagine myself walking up to the house in Nazareth with you, Our Lady, and St. Joseph inside. I'm not quite there yet, but I want to get closer and closer. I want to be prepared because I know that I'm going to knock at the door of the house, that I'm going to want to be invited in by St. Joseph, who wants to make sure that it's no one who's going to try and harm his family, to be prepared for him to silently get out of the way and step into the background, watching over his family, to look upon the tender scene of your mother holding you in your swaddling clothes, tenderly in her arms, with the greatest love and affection, and just to be present to that moment, to then in all boldness, after some time, lovingly enjoying this beautiful moment, just being a part of it, to ask silently to hold you in my arms, and then just to be as hyper present to that moment as I possibly can. But we're still weeks away from that. My heart aches for that. I long for that moment in prayer once again. And so I want my heart to be prepared for the immense beauty of that moment, that even my weak imagination, which is subject to my human frailties, couldn't possibly imagine the full reality of that moment. But Lord, you allow that moment in my prayer to be a blessed moment, one that moves my mind and heart and allows it to be lifted up to you, drawn into these heavenly mysteries that took place here on earth. So let us be more prepared to receive you, to make our hearts a living version of the Holy House now in Loreto, to find our joy having radiated from there, part of the interior joy that we wish to be radiated out from us to the world around us, the world that desperately needs to know of the true meaning of Christmas and the Christmas season, that for our sake, for our salvation, you came among us. And for our sake and for our salvation, you will come again to bring us and gather us to yourself. Prepare the way of the Lord by preparing your heart today. This is your encouragement to us, Lord, by putting both this prophecy from Isaiah with this feast of Our Lady of Loreto. May our hearts be the holy houses of you that you desire them to be, that we may be truly prepared to receive you in a deeper and more beautiful way than we have ever known this Christmas season. Our Lady, our Mother, help us to do so. Saint Joseph, watch over us, guide us, and protect us as we seek to open up our hearts more to Jesus during this upcoming Christmas season. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, inspirations, and affections which you have communicated to me in this time of prayer. I ask your help to put them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.